What's going on, everyone? So, Scary Movie 6 coming out next year. Very excited for it. I mean, there's so much material that they can use to just spoof, modern horror, especially with like the requels and reboots and all this other stuff, legacy characters and bringing back legacy characters think of all of the original, like the first two, the Wayans brothers scary movies. Think of all the films that they use to spoof, right? Scream, it's back. Exorcist is back. I Know What You Did Last Summer is back, right? Like, there's so many of these just iconics that they could basically just do Scary Movie 1 and 2, and it would be a great example of today's times in the franchise. But beyond, obviously, what are they going to do as far as like what films are they going to spoof and stuff like that? Are they bringing back the legacy characters? Right? From the beginning, we knew that the Wayans brothers would be back, obviously, because the franchise is back in their hands, which I am so excited for. Right? Like, get back on track. Can you relight the fire that made those films so special, so great, right? But it was like, okay, well, what about Anna Faris and Regina Hall? Are they going to be back, right? Are you going to get Cindy and Brenda back? Because they were just so important to the franchise, right? They were the faces of the franchise, right? So it was great to kind of have these rumors going around that like, yeah, hey, they're expected to be back. The Wayans brothers want to bring them back. They bring back Doofy. They bring back all the, but it's like, okay, what about Regina and Anna? And lo and behold, we got official confirmation from Marlon Wayne himself. He recently said that he confirmed that they're back, and said Hall and Faris, we can't wait to bring Brenda and Cindy back to life and be reunited with our great friends Keenan, Sean, and Marlon. Three men we'd literally die for, in Brenda's case again, right? So again, even from themselves, they've confirmed that they are coming back and that they are going to reprise Brenda and Sydney, which I am super excited for, right? Because again, like one, I do, and this is just kind of my personal thoughts, I do believe that they are going to kind of do the requels and the remake route and the legacy characters and all that stuff. And be kind of hard to do that and spoof on that if you don't get your own legacy characters back, if you don't get your own, if you can't spoof your own things. So I do think that now kind of confirms that story arc and that narrative for the upcoming Scary Movie. But also, again, they're staples and icons, right? Like in the Scary Movie franchise, like you think of Scream, right? Which is what is such hugely parodied, right? Especially in the original. I mean, to this day, right? Like, and Scream is my favorite horror franchise. I love Scream. I mean, I built the back on this channel on Scream, right? But even to this day, every time I watch Scream, there are scenes that just are so mirrored in Scary Movie that like I'll start cracking up, or I'll start like, it just like will ruin the scene for me. I still love both, but it's hilarious because it's just like, like I'll be watching, especially if I'm watching it with somebody new or something, and I'll just start cracking up, and they're like, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? like, like this is a terrible scene, and I'm like, you don't get it, right? So I'm excited for that, and just obviously the Ghostface, but you think of like Scream with Sidney Prescott, right? Neve Campbell, fixture. Think of Halloween, right? With, Jamie Lee Curtis, right? You think of all of these, Reagan, all of these iconic characters and actresses and stuff. And then you look at the Scary Movie franchise, and it's like you have Anna Faris, and you have Brenda and Sydney, right? Regina Hall and as Brenda, and then Anna Faris as Sydney. You have those two that once again give you that just iconic, staple in the franchise. Like they are the final girls, even though, like Brenda's died several times in the franchise, but like they're back, right? They're there to be the face and be the staple. And the beauty of Scary Movie is it's spoof. It's a parody, right? So like you look at the original Scary Movie, right? Like everybody dies. And then in Scary Movie 2, like they're all back. And like Ray was the killer, and he's just like one of the guys, right? They're all just like besties and stuff after and then they even say like they're the survivors of the massacre. And it's just like, it's those kind of things where it's like, you get it. It's silly. Like you couldn't do that in a normal horror. Like everyone would be like, what? Like, why is Billy Loomis and Sidney Prescott hanging out? Like, this is ridiculous. He tried to kill her, right? Like, you wouldn't have something like that. But you look at, I guess you could, if you wanted to, kind of look at like Scream 2 with like Cotton Weary, right? Even though he was kind of framed, but originally, fun fact, he was meant to be the killer. He was supposed to be the killer. And then they ended up turning that, making that different. But point is that, I look at this Scary Movie franchise, you can do and get away with a lot of things that you can't do in a normal horror setting, right? And you can, have scenes and mirror things and have fun, right? There's a lot of talks about Melissa Barrera coming to the Scary Movie franchise, right? And her kind of playing a character to kind of poke fun of Scream after her departure from Scream, which, a lot of people are kind of on the fence with. I've talked about that recently. And personally, I love it. I'm totally okay with it. I don't think it matters either way. One, I don't think she's ever going back to the Scream franchise, right? And two, I just, as long as, like, what is she going to do that's going to ruin them ever bringing her back? Like, if it's good, if anything, it'll shine a light and maybe help Scream a little more, right? Like, and potentially both. And, if that creates this fire, it might make more sense for them to come back. Cause it's like, dude, like the Scary Movie thing and the Scream thing, like, so we'll see. Time will tell. But with Brenda and Sydney coming back, right, and having those two kind of be the forefront and focus of this film, I'm curious how much, right? Like, so for example, you look at like Scream and Halloween and some of these other franchises, right? Like the legacy characters really aren't the main focus, aren't the main focal point. They're a huge focal point, but they're not like the main focal point, right? You have these new characters that you bring in and introduce and have them kind of carry on moving forward. Are they going to do the same thing with, Brenda and Sydney? Are they going to have those two be the main characters and be the main focus and everything kind of orbits around them like in the previous films? Or are they going to kind of be, the supporting characters, the background characters, still have a prominent fixture in the films, but are they going to kind of focus on the next generation of characters, especially if there's plans to do more than just one? Right? Is that something that they look at and go like, hey, let's kind of build out some new characters, right? Which I imagine there's going to be some regardless. It's just, to what degree are those new characters going to be such focal points on, right? Are they going to be huge, significant fixtures and pieces, or are they going to kind of be more of like the off-branch characters, and then the new characters kind of take the forefront and are there? Or is it the opposite, right? Where the new characters are kind of the supporting characters and you got, Sydney and Brenda, and those two are kind of the main focus. So I'm excited to see kind of what the Wayans brothers do. I'm glad that we finally have confirmation in regards to those two coming back, and that, Regina Hall and Anna Faris, gotta have them in the Scary Movie franchise. I mean, they did, how many? They did like 5 of them, right? Like, weren't they in all 5, if I'm not mistaken? Brenda wasn't in like 2 of them. I know that, right? But Anna, if I'm not mistaken, Anna Faris was in all of them, right? Or most of them. Correct me if I'm wrong. But point is that they're back, and I'm excited. I was already excited for this Scary Movie, and now we're going to get the main characters back. I'm even more excited. Plus, you have the Wayans brothers back. Get back to just real good quality comedy. I mean, sky's the limit for this film. Like, genuinely. I am, like, very excited for this upcoming film. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Are you excited that Brenda and Sydney, I was combining their names, Brenda and Cindy, are back in this upcoming Scary Movie? Are you excited for that? Are you kind of like, we'll see kind of how it plays out? Are you excited for the film, period? However you feel, either way, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.